Unicorns of Love are the only team left in the playoffs to have never qualified for Worlds, even though the spot always seems to be within their reach.
The team joined the LCS in 2014 and quickly drew a large following due to their unorthodox drafts and dramatic playstyle.
With a dominating start to 2017, UOL kept their core veterans, while swapping the rest of their roster with promising new talent.
Often falling behind in the early game, their team-fighting prowess marked them as the only team able to consistently come back from giant early game deficits.
The loud chants and devoted support of their fans manages to cut through the emotional distress of high-stakes matches, instilling the Unicorns with strength to triumph in seemingly impossible situations.
If Vizicachi can return to his spring MVP form, if Xerxes manages to control the early game and gives Exile or Samix the tools required to dominate teamfights, it might just be enough to make the Unicorns' fantasy a reality.
2016 marked H2K's most successful season as the team qualified to Worlds and managed to become the only non-Korean team to make it in the top 4, igniting fan fantasies for a strong European presence on the international stage.
For 2017, the team brought in a new Korean bot lane, which is yet to be tested in high-pressure situations.
They were able to steamroll over lower teams, but still struggled to find wins against the top dogs of the LCS.
With their star players delivering impressive but inconsistent early game performances, it's now a question of whether or not H2K managed to cultivate the mental fortitude required to overcome early setbacks against the best of the best.
At H2K, they had some skeletons in their post-game closet, but they are pulling out the big sweep to clean it all up. Moving on to face UOL tomorrow.
I honestly believe that Unicorns right now are a very strong team. We shouldn't disrespect anyone, especially Unicorns right now.
It all comes down to this. If you want to go to Worlds, do or die. The 2017 Regional Qualifier starts right now.
Welcome to Berlin, Germany for day 2 of the regional qualifier. H2K managed to take down Splice and are looking for another win tonight against the Unicorns of Love. They're fighting to make Worlds for the first time in their history. Febiven and Jankos seem very relaxed, and so are we. Hello everyone, I'm EpicSkillshot supporter, joined here by Martin de Fischo, Dunga, and Giants Gaming Gilius. Well, welcome to the LCS and welcome to the desk again. Happy to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Well, we're here, of course. We just want to extend the congratulations to QuickShot and Becca, who are getting married today. Of course, our friends and colleagues, hoping they're having a fantastic day.
Exactly. Just got married like an hour ago?
Yeah, a little bit ago, yeah.
So,
I mean, someone had to do the show, but for someone with such a history with QuickShot, I'm surprised you're not there.
My heart couldn't take it.
Yeah, I can understand.
I had to stay in Germany and let him be happy on his own.
All right, let's talk about some League of Legends. Yesterday, we saw H2K continue their superiority over Splice as they pulled off a 3-0 sweep to advance to the next round. Gilius, 3-0 sweep. It sounds pretty straightforward. What did you make of their performance?
I was quite confused. Like, I didn't expect H2K to play in such an aggressive style. They drafted these team comps that are fully team fight oriented, and they always just engaged wherever they could, and it was a really messy series overall.
It was quite messy, but in the end they should be happy that it was 3-0 for them, and with that win, only the Unicorns of Love and Fnatic are standing in the way of H2K for making it to Worlds in China. Martin, we still have 2 best-of-5s to go. H2K is looking poised.
I mean, it was really good with the 3-0. I felt like it was one of the closer 3-0s I've seen in a long time, where it could easily have gone the other way. There were so many moments in every single game where Spice could have won. So I'm not exactly feeling super confident that H2K will just be way better than Unicorns and Fnatic despite beating Splice, but obviously it's a great start and good for confidence as well.
It is, and that confidence will be very important because they did take down Splice, but they're now up against the Unicorns of Love, and that is a team that they have never managed to beat in 2017 so far, Gilius. So do you think that that mental aspect will work against some of the players in H2K today?
I'm pretty sure they tell each other, it doesn't matter, it's a new day. But in the back of their heads, they will remember that they always lose to Unicorns. And yesterday, I felt like the front runners of H2K were like Odawamne and Febiven, like the players that made a big impact. And these players usually kind of choke when it really matters, or like as example, especially Odawamne against Vizicachi. Like whenever they face each other, Vizicachi gets the better of him. So I expect it to be interesting today.
And that's actually why I really want to see H2K focus on Odoamne in the draft. Like, give him a counter pick up in the top lane. Have Jankos play around him up in the top lane as well to try and make sure that Odoamne can actually get ahead in that lane, because we know Vizicachi will be very aggressive. We know he will overextend as well to try and get kills and elites in lane. I think you should punish that. And I think also with H2K, like when Odoamne gets the advantage, he's really good at using that to then snowball other lanes. So to me, that is like one of the lanes we really have to look at.
And what I wanted to point out, in the spring split, when Vizicachi was the MVP of the split, Xerxe was usually playing around him, pathing a lot to the top lane, trying to get Vizicachi ahead. This split, they didn't do it that much. Xerxe has been playing around the other side of the map, more like bot side. So I expect Xerxe to today change his playstyle up, play to the top side. I hope they get Vizicachi a winning matchup and set him up to carry the game.
Well, I'm hearing a lot of top side energy from both teams, but when we look at the mid lane, we do have to talk about that. Febiven has had a great split most of the time, and then he's up versus Exile, which obviously is an interesting matchup. So, Gilius, how much do you think this mid lane will tilt the rest of the matchup?
Yeah, so basically on paper, it really looks like Febiven should destroy Exile, but we have to remember the last time Unicorns played a competitive match has been a long time ago, because they got disqualified from the playoff, not disqualified.
Knocked out.
Knocked out of the playoffs really early in the quarters. So Exile had a lot of time to fix his champion pool issues, to tone down the inting, and I hope we see a strong Exile today that can match Febiven and not get completely destroyed.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he actually just needs to try and go even in lane. We saw a little bit of that towards the end of regular season, where I felt like Exile was not trying to actually kill everything or everyone in front of him, and he respected ganks and roams a lot more. He kind of dropped that when he played Misfits in the quarterfinals. So I want to see go back to that towards the very end of regular season when they actually beat H2K as well. He did not just get killed by every single gank.
Yeah, wait until those team fights occur where they're really, really good at.
Exactly,
so if it comes to team fighting, specifically Gilius, Unicorns of Love versus H2K, who gets the upper hand?
I think I feel like H2K kind of copied the style of Unicorns with these full engage comps, full team fight comps. So I think they will use the same style today against Unicorns, against the team that invented it in Europe. So I think Unicorns will get out ahead in these 5v5 team fights.
I think it's important to highlight that both teams will obviously, if they draft scaling, like H2K will not be that weak in the late game compared to some of the games we've seen in the past where they would get outscaled. But generally what happens so often in between these two teams is when Unicorns do the classic run 5-man mid and just hard engage, you know, in that lane, H2K always get like caught out. They get surprised, and then they do like these crazy reckless counter engages with like Jankos diving in without having people around, and he just dies like some of the replays we just saw on screen from week 10. And that's one of the main reasons they always lose their early game lead against Unicorns of Love. And surely now they have worked on this and talked about it, and they should be able to fix some of it.
We will see. There's a lot up in the air. So, Gilius, who's going on to face Fnatic tomorrow and why?
So I have a different prediction than most people. I think Unicorns will take the series 3-2. It will not be a sweep. It will be a hard-fought best of 5. But I think Unicorns will win because they had a lot of time to watch other teams, to copy other teams, prepare a lot of different styles for today. And I think historically, Unicorns always beats H2K, so I think the same is going to happen today.
Martin.
I'm saying 3-2 H2K.
Ah, the faith is back.
3-2 H2K. But I might change after one game. If Exile plays well and plays meta champions, I might just shift it over straight away.
I love it. Martin's faith is back in H2K, and
Tiny
Gilius is in the camp of the Unicorns of Love. Well, we will see if the Unicorns of Love can continue their winning streak against H2K, or if H2K will get revenge. We'll leave it